Hey there, let's talk more about assignments for week 4. So before we talk about the discussion forum, I want to let you know that we have a group office hour this week. It is Monday, September 19th from 3 to 4. If you click on this link, it will take you, that is the Zoom link to get you into the meeting. Know that there are 3 office hours. This is the second of 3 opportunities. So if you didn't make the first one and can't make this one, that's okay. But there's another one during week 7, and make sure that that's on your calendar and you prioritize that, because there will not be a makeup opportunity for these points. I will say, if you've already attended the week 1 or if you attended the first group office hour, you please come to as many of these as you want. You're not limited to one. If you came to the first one and you thought that it was helpful or you have questions, please come. So the more, the merrier. We will, in this, I don't expect you to prepare anything, but if you have questions or feedback, that's what I'm going to be asking for. And I hope to provide some clarification, whether the questions are related to the course content or the structure of the course, organization of the course, licensure questions, CAS programs as a whole, what it's like to, what it means to work as an LAC, any of those things. Those things are all fair game. Bring it to the group office hour. Also know that I do offer individual office hours. So if you have something that you want to meet about, you don't have to wait until these group office hours. You can't use an individual office hour to get points for this, but I'm here and I'm available. So let me know if you would like to take advantage of that. So let's move into talking about the discussion forum for this week. Let's open it up and see what we are talking about. So we have our initial posts, and our initial primary posts are due by Wednesday, September 21st. And you're going to be using chapter 3 from the text and our supplemental course material from the Moodle book that's posted to Moodle to answer these questions. So question 1 is, Dr. Horn describes addiction as a disease of our survival system. So what does she mean by that? And then in your own words, say, what does that mean? So what does it mean? So Dr. Horn conceptualizes substance use disorders as a disease of our survival system. So what does that mean? So use your own words to describe that. So you might have to rewatch that video a couple of times, and you might need to use some of the other course materials that we have, the supplemental course materials in chapter 3, to provide a really good answer for that. And then number 2, how does Dr. Horn's conceptualization of addiction relate to the biological aspects of addiction discussed in chapter 3? So that's one question. And as you answer that question, you're looking at identifying similarities and differences between how Dr. Horn conceptualizes addiction and the biological description shared in your textbook. So be sure to cite course materials in your answers to demonstrate where you're pulling that information from. And then your response posts. So response posts are going to be due by Friday, September 23rd. You need to respond to a minimum of 2 of your other classmates' primary posts. And there's 3 parts to this. So identify similarities, differences, or both in how you described what Dr. Horn means by a disease of our survival system and how your classmate described it. So what are some similarities and differences between your answer to the primary post number 1 and your classmate's answer? Response post question number 2. Would you revise your initial post based on how your classmate conceptualized this idea? So did maybe you miss something, as you're reading through your classmate's post? Are there pieces of that you're like, oh, hey, yeah, I missed this piece of it. I would like to include that in my answer. And it's okay if you miss stuff. Like, this is a really big, broad question. And I think The beauty of these discussion forums is that we all think about things in different ways and different things stand out to us. So we get the opportunity to hear from our classmates and then incorporate that into our own answers as appropriate. And then lastly, as a counselor, is it important to consider others' views in how you conceptualize your work in this field? Explain. So how you conceptualize your work is really how you think about your work, how you make sense of all of this information that we're presented, how you frame that. And so is it important to consider the way that other people kind of view and frame and conceptualize that, and then explain your answer. So no, you can't see other posts until you submit your initial post, and it takes about 15 minutes for that to update. And lastly, so confidentiality, what happens in stat class stays in class. And I do want to talk a little bit about grading criteria. Check out this, check this back out, but remember that formatting your discussion questions and using that 1, 2, 3, numbering your answers like they are numbered above is really helpful for you to stay on track and make sure you're answering everything that the assignment asks for your classmates as they are reading through all of these posts and engaging in the forum. And also it's helpful for me when I'm going through and grading. I can see exactly what you are referencing where. So it's helpful to everybody in all aspects of this assignment. So be sure to number your answers 1, 2, and in your response posts 1, 2, and 3. You'll click here to post your discussion, which you already know because this isn't your first discussion question. So review this video, review the written parts of the assignments, review the grading criteria, the confidentiality stuff. Let me know if you have questions on any of it. Post them over to the forum on the homepage. All right. I'm really looking forward to your ideas and thoughts on this one. Thanks, everybody.